With all the indictments against Donald J. Trump right now, with all the lawfare that's going on, what is the one thing that he has not been tried for but has been accused of? That one thing would be insurrection. Why do you think that is? I'll tell you. My thoughts on it are the insurrection never happened, and here's why. Number one, Trump made a speech that the mainstream media does not like to put out there. They don't want you to see it. But in this speech, just before this so-called insurrection happened, Trump made a speech to peacefully and patriotically make your voices heard. But no one will show that to you. So there's case point number one. Case point number two, it would be pretty hard to have an insurrection when nobody was armed except for the Capitol Police. You don't go in and perform or initiate an insurrection with picket signs. And just because you enter a building does not make it an insurrection. I'm not saying I agree with the entering of the building, but I'm saying that's not an insurrection. Number three, why is it that there were plainclothes operatives from the FBI and other three-letter agencies in the crowd instigating a riot, pushing the crowd into a frenzy to the point where they become violent? That sounds more like a conspiracy to me. Anyway, tell me what you think.
But I think right here, we're going to walk down to the Capitol, and we're going to cheer on our brave senators and congressmen and women, and we're probably not going to be cheering so much for some of them. I know that everyone here will soon be marching over to the Capitol building to peacefully and patriotically make your voices heard. Today we will see whether Republicans stand strong for integrity of our elections, but whether or not they stand strong for our country.
I'm about to share with you some information that I feel the American people deserves to know. I can tell you 100% definitively that there were indeed undercover human assets and plainclothes FBI agents inside the crowd. I know this because I was the member of a program and recruited by the FBI to take part in such events. I was recruited in 2017 to be part of the FBI's program known as Confidential Human Assets, or what we call field operatives. It's our job to infiltrate organizations, attend these events, attend these protests, and help radicalize them. When 2020 came around, I was deactivated. However, in December of 2020, I was approached by a member of the FBI asking me if I was interested in being reactivated for an assignment in Washington, D.C. that would be taking place in January. I now have since learned that that assignment that was being solicited to me was the Stop the Steal rally, or what some has known as the January 6th insurrection. I have a folder of evidence that I am prepared to share at the risk of going to prison, at the risk of losing my campaign, and at the risk of losing